Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for joining me today. My name's Oliver Shillito, and if you're new around here, we've got gear reviews, mixed tips, all that kind of good stuff, and a little bit of mastering thrown in from time to time. Now, recently I've noticed coming to market, there's been a lot of clones of the infamous CL1B. Well, today I'm looking at the original, the TubeTech CL1B. Originally made by a company called Lidcraft in Denmark. I believe it was released in 1991. It's become a classic on mainly rap, pop, hip-hop vocals, that kind of thing. The CL1B was originally, I believe, based on the LA2A. They're very, very similar compressors, but for me, the LA2A has a little bit more character to it. Generally speaking, if you had both at the studio, I think the LA2A would suit sort of 80 to 90% of vocalists, and the CL1B would suit everybody else. The one thing that the CL1B has over the LA2A is it does have some different attack and release options. Aside that though, the CL1B is a very clean sounding compressor. It's very smooth and it does sound great. So without wanting to reinvent the wheel, I'm going to show you a hip hop song today and what this sounds like on kind of fast percussive rap vocals, and maybe we'll try it in a couple of other sources as well. Let's be honest though, it's a vocal compressor. That's what everybody knows it for. Let's jump right in. First of all, I'll show you the front panel and the hardware and everything that goes along with it. Alright, so here we have the CL1B. Over here on your left, you've got a simple in and out, and you then have gain level, which is for your input gain. You've then got attack, which is all the way to the left is fast, all the way to the right is slow. Up the middle is where it is generally best set. Same again with release, all the way fast, all the way slow. Now ratio wise, you've got 2.1 all the way to 10.1 and everything in between. Threshold, you've got off all the way up to -40. In increments. Okay, so you then have attack and release timings. We'll start on the right. Manual, as you can imagine, is completely manual between attack and release. Change whatever you like. You then have fixed, which is a fixed attack time of 1 millisecond and release time of 50 milliseconds. So in fixed mode, it doesn't matter what you do with these, it won't do anything at all. They are disengaged. Fixed manual, though, is the secret trick of this compressor. In fixed manual mode, attack time is always set. That is fixed. Manual, however, is release. So it's a fast attack time and with variable release, which can achieve some very interesting results. You then have bus select, sidechain bus select, off, 1 or 2. Now, this is actually for interconnecting multiple compressors. So, for instance, the switch on the front will select which compressors are interconnected and on which bus they are connected to. So essentially, you can control multiple compressors by using the bus interconnect. So let's say this is a mono unit. So if you had background stacks, dual vocals up front, you've got double takes on your chorus, well, you can link a lot of these together. If you've got a crazy amount of money in the bank, you can link some of these together, and that will allow you to perform the exact same compression across all the tracks. Neat, right? Let's have a listen to it. Alright, so we're going to start with it in the off position, and let's bring it in.
Yes, I'm a nerd, call me a savage, doing whatever to feed my habit, just like a rabbit looking for carrots. I gotta have it, and life is so lavish. Things are bigger than the workout, G, exactly how I planned it. Every day I put the work in, attempting to raise the standard. Branded, I got my home tee with a 5-pin Lambo jeans. I don't sow seams, but seeds, yes. Dreams and my reality are becoming somewhat seamless. Oh my, G, I'm not focused on no timepiece, but I find peace.
To me, I can hear a real warm, thickening effect to that vocal. Let's listen to it in solo, and we'll flip it in and out again.
Yes, I'm a nerd, call me a savage, doing whatever to feed my habit, just like a rabbit looking for carrots. I gotta have it, and life is so lavish. Things are bigger than the workout, G, exactly how I planned it. Every day I put the work in, attempting to raise the standard. Branded, I got my own tee with a 5-pin Lambo. Jeans, I don't sow seams, but seeds, yes. Dreams and my reality are becoming somewhat seamless. Oh my, G, I'm not focused on no timepiece, but I find peace.
That's amazing. That thickening sound of, I imagine, the tubes, the op amps, whatever's inside this thing, just sounds absolutely incredible. It really brings it to life and makes it sit in the mix pretty well. Let's hear the back and forth again.
Yes, I'm an addict, call me a savage. Doing whatever to feed my habit. Just like a rabbit looking for carrots. I gotta have it, and life is so lavish. Things are bigger than the workout, G, exactly how I planned it. Every day I put the work in, attempting to raise the standard. Branded, I got my own seed with a 5-pin Lambo. Jeans, I don't sow seams, but seeds, yes. Dreams and my reality are becoming somewhat seamless. Oh my, G, I'm not focused on no timepiece, but I find peace.
So the reason I'm leaving all the settings at 12 o'clock is because that's the classic setting for this compressor for vocals. However, let's whack it in manual and just have a play around with super fast attack and super fast release. Let's see what it sounds like.
Yes, I'm an addict, call me a savage, doing whatever to feed my habit. Just like a rabbit looking for carrots, I gotta have it, and life is so lavish. Things are bigger than the workout, G, exactly how I planned it. Every day I put the work in, attempting to raise the standard. Branded, I got my own seed with a 5-pin Lambo. Jeans, I don't sow seams, but seeds, yes. Dreams and my reality are becoming somewhat seamless. Oh my, G, I'm not focused on no timepiece, but I find peace. So yes, I'm an addict, call me a savage. Doing whatever to feed my habit. Just like a rabbit looking for carrots, I gotta have it, and life is so lavish. Things are bigger than the workout, G, exactly how I planned it. Every day I put the work in, attempting to raise the standard. Branded, I got my own tee with a 5-pin Lambo. Jeans, I don't sow seams, but seeds, yes. Dreams and my reality are becoming somewhat seamless. Oh my, G, I'm not focused on no timepiece, but I find peace.
So to me, playing around with the attack and release allows it to be a little bit more articulate sounding, especially in the faster phrases. However, fixed manual does sound really, really good. Let's play around with the release.
Yes, I'm an addict, call me a savage, doing whatever to feed my habit. Just like a rabbit looking for carrots, I gotta have it, and life is so lavish. Things are bigger than the workout, G, exactly how I planned it. Every day I put the work in, attempting to raise the standard. Branded, I got my own tee with a 5-pin Lambo. Jeans, I don't sow seams, but seeds, yes. Dreams and my reality are becoming somewhat seamless. Oh my, G, I'm not focused on no timepiece, but I find peace.
So on what I'm hearing in the release is if you go too quick, it almost has a pumping effect. Which I guess if you wanted that kind of pumping effect sound, this would be a great way to go about getting it. I kind of want it smoother than that, so I guess that's why the slower attack settings, especially somewhere around sort of here 11, 12, allows the vocal to not release too quickly, but also not sound too overcompressed. To me, I mean, I know it's doing like 10 dB of reduction, but it sounds really, really musical. Sounds super smooth. Just want to give a shout out as well to Sam at Make Noise Pro Audio for sending over the CL1B for today's review. If you want to get your hands on one, you can head over to his website. There will be a link in the description box below, and you can check out the TubeTech CL1B from Sam. So once again, thanks Sam. And there we have it folks, the CL1B, an amazing vocal compressor for rap, hip hop, pop, R&B, all that kind of thing. Join me next week because I'm going to be taking a look at the Antelope CL1B, the brand new one that they've just released, which aims to take the classic CL1B design, make it a touch smaller and a bunch more modern. Let's see if they've pulled it off or not. I'll see you then. Take it easy.